Afternoon and welcome to the Dr. Surajit Khanna ReturningYouth.com show. We have a very exciting show today. I'm really excited to get into this. We are returning post-incarcerated young adults back to a productive life after incarceration. Please visit us at ReturningYouth.com. That is ReturningYouth.com. On the air with us is Dr. Surajit Khanna. We're going to have Cynthia is going to be joining. We have extraordinaire PR public relations extraordinaire with us, Sharon Drake. We also have Cynthia, who's going to be joining us, and she'll be a future co-host. And of course, our good friend Willie Sanders. He's always here. We always love him, and we love everything he's doing for us. We appreciate that. So we are here, and Valley Anderson is going to be joining us, be telling us about the Inspire show, which is part of what portfolio of Dr. Surajit Khanna, what we're doing. But we also have a pretty exciting show today because I just want to tell you some of the people we're having on. In addition to Sharon Drake, she's a Washington, D.C. Public relations. She's been helping us out tremendously. We love you, Sharon. Thank you for all you do. She's with us now. We're also going to have Thomas Watkins joining us. He's the publisher of the only daily Black newspaper in the United States called The Challenger. Thomas is a native New Yorker, a third-generation publisher of the Challenger Group. And they also publish the Daily Challenger, the Afro Times New American. He's been the past president of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, and he's the current president of the Northeast Publishers Association. He's also a Psi Phi fraternity member, NAACP, and then National Urban League. And today's an interesting day about the NCAA. NAACP will be talking about it. Edward Sargent's going to be joining us. He is a past reporter for the Washington Post. So that was all the background. Dr. Khanna is going to talk to us about 100 years from today, from 1909 to 1809. So Dr. Khanna, without any more ado, let me introduce you, Dr. Surajit Khanna. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gary. Good afternoon, Sharon. Good afternoon, Brother Willie. Good afternoon, Valley. And good afternoon, the audience, those who are listening today to this wonderful Friday, 3 p.m. segment of post-incarcerated Young Adults Juvenile Reformation Act ReturningYouth.com show. I'm really honored that on behalf of CFC and the WPAT, we have been catering to this particular show, especially to give a chance and uplift all the incarcerated young adults, especially the underserved, so that we can give them a holistic approach for transforming their life. Been saying that today is a very important day, which we all are honoring, because today is the day is in February 12th, 1909, we had the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, long name. In short, it's called NAACP, or Gary told me to say is a NAACP, because it is two A's at that, double A. Well, it is a civil rights organization, was formed on this February 12, 1909, to mark the 100th birth anniversary or birthday of Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th president of the United States, and he is the one who started the civil rights movement and was successfully ended the slavery from African Americans. So this was the 100th anniversary of the birth. So today is a very important day. I felt that because we are all observing the Black History Month. So definitely this was a important landmark to be recognized. Also, it is the mission. What is the mission of NAACP? It's very, very intriguing. When I read that, the mission was that to ensure the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons and eliminate race-based discrimination. Well, we are talking about race-based discrimination, but at the same token, we are observing the Black History Month. And that's, we all been telling since February 1st, that why Black History Month has been only February. Why the shortest month of the year is observed as a Black History Month. I don't know. Why can't every month should be observed of every history of United States? It does not have to be Black history. It could be purple history. It could be white history. It could be red history. Why Black history? Well, one of the main reasons is that African Americans, they contributed a lot to this country, for the independence of the country, to form the constitution of the country, and they have done a lot. Well, that means what? We need to recognize them every single day, not only on February. So by saying that, this program which we launched, this initiative which we launched, the post-incarceration movement is called as a movement. This is very important so that we can recognize these young adults, those who are coming out of jail, so that they can get a second chance in their life. Well, second chance does not mean just handout. We are not here to give the young adults just a handout. No, they are not here for handout. They are here for their rights. They are here to make sure that we give them the opportunity so that they can transform themselves. That's important. We want to make sure that these young adults, those who are coming off jail, they get another chance to reform their life. They have the right to do that, but we are not giving them. We are looking at it in a different perspective. So the whole purpose of this particular segment of this radio talk is to ensure that the society, the community looks in a different perspective. They should not look, oh, they're criminals, or let's just give them, some halfway house, or give them some college education, give them a job. No. They require more than that. They need to be seen in a different perspective. They need to be seen that these young adults, those who are coming out of jail, they are going to be treated equally. They need to be treated and given opportunity so that they can change themselves. All we need to do is we change themselves. We need to transform themselves, give them the platform where they can succeed, because each of them have a brilliant brain. All they need is a push so that they can change. That's the whole purpose. I think that's the whole purpose. Today we are honoring the NAACP, which was founded 100 years on 1909. It was founded. Why was it founded? This is the purpose of it, so that eliminate race-based discrimination. And I'm glad that we have Sharon Drake online, and also I just see that Mr. Watkins just joined. I really want to welcome him. He's definitely adding a lot of value to this African American community, because I heard that he is the first one or the only one who is floating a newspaper on African American society, which is excellent. And then we have Brother Willie, who is the head of CFC, and he has joined our movement. He's been helping us for our Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania operation. We have successfully launched. It's been almost 15 days now. We have launched that operation. We have 3 post-incarcerated young adults, those who are going through a major reformation of their life. And then we also have our new lead training co-host, Saranthia Sanders, who is going to help Gary to kind of co-host this show, because we feel that she is a wonderful young adult who has a lot of inspiration to give back to the society. Last not by the list, we do have Valley Anderson, who is joined here all the way from Montana, and she is our primary host for the newly launched motivational speaking platform called Inspire. So Valley, would you mind to tell
Dr.
the audience
Khanna, Dr. Khanna,
what does
before
Inspire do?
Dr. Khanna, before we get to Valley, I'm being asked on text here to please welcome Thomas Watkins.
I just did that.
I know you did that. He didn't hear you. I know you may be on transit, Mr. Watkins. So if you can join us at any time, we're ready to talk to you and feature you on a radio show at any time. I was just asked to make sure to welcome you. Thank you, Dr. Khanna. Let's turn it back over to Valley. Valley.
Hi, everyone. So Inspire was designed to help encourage and motivate young adults to take action within their own lives to reach their own goals. Each week, we have a specific topic broken down into 3 episodes, as well as a workshop to go over the past week's season. And then you can also view all of our past episodes at inspireyourlife.com. Sorry. Or inspireyourbestlife.com, my bad.
Thank you very much, Valley, for joining in and inspiring everybody so that they can get inspired. So these are some of the things which we are doing for this returningyouth.com initiative, because we want to give an opportunity. We want to give them a new platform, a holistic approach platform to the young adults, those who are coming out of jail, because we recognize that they definitely need another chance to reform themselves. Gary.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Saranthia. With Saranthia, we can't see you if you can join, but I think she just hung up. Well, if
she's having technical difficulties, I believe, because of her background and everything. I think tell her, don't worry about the background right now.
Yes, here she comes. She's back. Yeah, the background is always a complicated thing. So, Saranthia, you are with us now. She's joining. So we are live. Please join if you want to see our wonderful faces. We are live at facebook.com/Khanna, the number 4 kids. Khanna 4 kids. Facebook.com/Khanna 4 kids. And Valley gave us the website. So she was talking about inspireyourbestlife.com. Inspireyourbestlife.com, where she is the co-host of that digital show that's aired 4 times a week. And they pick some interesting topics to help counsel young people, to help them guide on different ones. So Valley, please tell us what last week's theme was, what you talked about on the inspireyourbestlife.com.
Saranthia, maybe you should just take off the back because it's not looking.
No, that's fine. That's the best. We work with that. That's the best we could do, Dr. Khanna.
Well, it does not look good at all. So
yeah,
maybe
she should be higher up. Could you raise it up so your face is higher up?
Raise my head up?
Yeah. You should be all the way up in the blue area, like Dr. Khanna and I.
Okay. Is that better?
Better, but not close. It's got to be all the way up, if you don't mind.
Is that better?
It's better, but not there. You're still not there yet.
We are live streaming.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, Saranthia, I would like to hear your thoughts. You're going to be helping us co-host the morning show. We have a morning show called Sunrise with Dr. Khanna. We have a radio show. We're going to ask you to please join us. So please join. Please tell us some of your background.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm so excited to join your guys' team. I'm in college at the moment for my paralegal degree. I'm trying to get my bachelor's so I can be a lawyer in the future, in their future. And also, I love helping people. I love showing love and doing anything to make sure anybody's okay.
Gary, you stopped my video?
I did.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. There you go. Always technical backgrounds.
Did Mr. Watkins join?
We're waiting for him. Hello, Sharon. We're waiting for him at any point.
Is my background okay?
So why don't we hear from Brother Willie? What's going on with Stroudsburg? Brother Willie, can you tell the audience what's going on with Stroudsburg and the new house? How is everything going on? Looks like we missed Brother Willie.
Yeah, he's got to, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Well, I am excited. I am excited about the young fellas. They have so much hope in their eyes and they're happy. They're in a home and it's just a wonderful thing. You know, I tip my hat and I thank God for the initiative that he's put on your heart, Dr. Khanna, to do, because it takes people like you in the world to make the world a better place for everyone. So I'm just glad and blessed to be a part of this initiative, and I'm doing whatever I can do within my powers. I am doing it and will do it. And again, it's a blessing that you're doing this not only here in Stroudsburg at the home with the guys, their food, their clothing, their room, the electrical, doing a lot of things, helping these young men, and also keeping them in school, keeping them online with different programs, changing their lives. So just to be a part of it, to watch them grow, it's just a blessing for me. And so anything that I can do, anyone needs me or whatever, please don't hesitate to call. We'll be on the same station on Tuesday, and we'll be talking more about the initiative and some of the things that the fellas are doing and that they're involved in. And thank you again. Thank you for having me and letting me be a part of this initiative too.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you very much. We just have Edward Sargent joining. Hello, Edward. And Thomas, by the way, anytime you're ready, we're anxious to talk to you also. Edward, good afternoon. How are you? I guess he's
joining.
He's still connecting. Sharon, are you there? Well, what we're doing is taking post-incarcerated youth, young people out of prison, out of jail, out of halfway house, out of parole. Doesn't make a difference where you're at. And we're concentrating, let's be honest, in the underserved communities. What does that mean? The African-American.
Reporting division.
The African-American communities. So, and what we're doing there is once they come out of incarceration, they come out of parole, whatever, we're going to put them in a dedicated house that we're putting up. Sharon, we thank you. We're in contact with people in DC. We're going to get a house there. We've already got a house in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, and we're excited about putting these young people in there, getting them training, on-the-job training, job training, getting them a job and getting them in and out within 6 months, but we're going to follow them for a year. Sharon, I'd love to hear your thoughts. We appreciate all your support, but you've been so valuable to us. We'd love to give you a chance just to hear what you have to say.
If I don't hear from you, we will continue on with the case.
Sharon, if you want to.
Okay. Well, I was going to actually introduce Tom, and since he's going, I know he has a time constraint as well as Eddie.
Okay.
If that would work right now, because I know they both have time constraints, and then we can get back to that. Tom and Eddie, are you all on?
I think you can hear me.
Okay.
I am here.
This is
Okay.
Tom,
I am
not
here.
Eddie.
All right. Okay. Well, I want to introduce Thomas Watkins, who is the publisher of the Challenge group, which includes the nation's only Black daily newspaper. And he's going to tell you more about that. He's a third generation publisher, and the fourth and fifth generation are there. He's an icon to me because I grew up in the PR journalism industry, knowing about his family and this newspaper business, and knowing about him through NNPA, and just somebody that I've always looked up to and had a lot of respect for. So I'm going to turn it over to him, and he can talk about the Challenge Group and being in New York. And he's somebody that, as I said, have a great deal of respect for in this industry. And you know, I think he's just brings just a wealth of knowledge and information to us. So Tom, you take it from there. And you and Eddie are
Yeah.
fraternity brothers also, both Omega Psi Phi fraternity brothers. So that's something that you all didn't know.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sharon. And thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be with so many people who want to do so many things. And the problem has been so long. And it needs help at all ends, not just when they come out. They need help before they go in. And if we got more help before these kids went in, there wouldn't be as much of a problem. I've been in this for many, many years. We've been in the newspaper business since 1953. We follow a line that's come from 1827 with John Russwell. And 1989, I had the honor to be the president of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, which is an association of Black newspapers across the country.
Wow.
About 250 of them doing the work that we need to be done and trying to keep on doing it. And I spoke with Sharon, and I heard what you're trying to do. And you're on the back end of this particular problem of justice, because the back end is an end that needs help too. But I would ask you to venture everybody that you ask to be there and you're trying to help. How many of them had to take a plea? And how many of them had to take a plea to get into the justice system because they couldn't afford a lawyer? They had no way to protect themselves. So many of them are in. I'm not going to say whether they're guilty or innocent right now, but many of them wouldn't have been in if they could have gotten the right proper justice and the proper lawyers to defend them. And I go out to them. We send papers into the prisons, and we try to get them when they come out, and we try to find jobs, but we're still there. I mean, we're still at that fight, and we still need things like this to make things happen for them. But we still need to do something before they get to go in. And we still need to deal with the police department, but not just the criminal justice system is something you really have to deal with, because basically, and let's finish right here. Basically, we look at it as being a police problem, but it's not just a police problem. It's a police problem. It's the attorney problem, the prosecutor's problem. It's a jury problem of how to be a jury in there. There's another problem with the judges. If the judges don't take, I mean, the problem, they need to be sensitized that these kids may be here just because they had to plea. They don't take that into consideration. The prosecutors, just the police said this, the police said that, and they go right on. They do some investigation, but I very rarely see the prosecutor say, oh, the policeman was out of line here. We had a tremendous DA in Brooklyn. And God bless him, he passed. That was doing great work about getting them out of jail. Guys that have been convicted without cause. And I'll finish with that right now and give my good brother time to say what he has to say.
I do want to ask you, because what we're doing, as you know, the African Americans are rearrested nationwide 55% of the time, back arrest in just 12 months. That's what we're trying to start. We're specifically targeting, Dr. Khanna's program is specifically targeting post-incarceration. We've partnered with an organization that has a 5% success rate in 20 years, not a 55% in 12 months. So we really want to attack this problem with a soup to nuts, gold-plated solution that gives them a place to live, gives them training, gives them food, and gives them a job. And then in 6 months, we want to let them find their own place and follow them for 2 years. So we're very interested in getting into underserved communities, right, Dr. Khanna? Why don't you take it from here?
Absolutely, you're right, Gary, and I really appreciate Mr. Watkins joining in today and sharing some of his things which he's been doing in his newspaper. Well, we all know that newspaper, the pain, the value of pain, or the importance of pain, that is PEN, pain, is very important. The ink which comes out in the society is very important. So, and I also kind of agree with him that we need to do something before they go for incarceration so that there will be no incarceration. Well, sadly, that they are already incarcerated, that there are more sufferings after incarceration. And that's what we are focusing in this particular initiative, that the people, those who are suffering, when they come out, they have nowhere to go. They have no hope. I agree that we have to do something before they go incarceration. Well, there's a whole lot of group. They are doing a lot of things on the prevention. So we thought of concentrating on, offering them better life skill training. Most of them, they were maybe 16, 17, or even 13 when they go for incarceration. And they come out after 7 years or 9 years or 3 years. They don't know how to do laundry. They don't know how to do shopping. They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to have a life skill done. So what happens? They are lost. They don't have a good place to, put their head in. They don't know. They have nothing. So we try to give them a holistic value so that they can go. And I completely admire what Mr. Watkins, you have been doing over the years in this African American community, especially with the newspaper. You are the only newspaper, only daily newspaper. So a lot of things are going on. We need to make sure that your newspaper is reached out to not only African American community, to everybody. We want to make sure that the story you put it in, the news you put it in, it should be more positive news, that we are giving a platform to all these African American young adults, whether they come out of prison or whether they're struggling for existence or struggling to transform their life. We need to give them an opportunity. And that's the platform. And it means I hats off to you that you are doing such a wonderful thing for the community. And I have no words to thank you that you are, with the help of Sharon Drake and Brother Eddie, you joined here today. And also, Brother Eddie, thank you for joining in. And you already been a part of this family, part of this movement, just like Sharon. Sharon is the mother of this movement. I would declare that. She is the mother of the movement.
The
know,
mother, I love it.
and the whole purpose, Mr. Watkins, another thing we focusing on this initiative is we want to give them love. We want to give them the love vaccine. A lot of people are worried about the COVID-19 vaccine, but they forgot that there is something called love vaccine. And that's why we have Sharon Drake here. She has enough quantity and supply of love vaccine. Her distribution warehouse is full of that, and she is going to give it. So, we are the nurses to kind of inject that, and we need to inject that to this community, and that's important.
Yes, are you there, Edward? Edward Sargent, past reporter for the Washington Post. I know you're on a limited time. We do want to get your input. I guess he's
I think he's connecting. His audio is connecting.
yeah, there's been a problem.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Watkins,
Yes, sir.
we would like to partner with you and figure out ways that we can help you.
Let me make one statement behind what Doctor said. Doctor is right on target. When they come out, there's so many things they need, so many physical things, yet so many emotional things they need. But let me tell you, I spoke about before they get in, keeping them from in. And the doctor spoke about going out. Let's talk about all the programs in my time. And I'll tell you, I go back 60 years with this stuff. All the time, while they were in there, we had programs in New York City, basically the ones we were in Brooklyn. And we had programs that worked. We had educational programs. It's proven. I mean, these are statistics you could just go to New York City and get, that when the inmates received an educational program, some of them got into our criminal system, were incarcerated, and got their degrees. Got their degrees while they were in there. And that was basically between 1994 and 2004. Education was the key. And out of those people who got educated while they were incarcerated, I mean, some geniuses came out. I mean, they came out painters, they came out photographers, they came out educated people. And when they came out, not 10% of them went back. Not 10% went back. So what did we do? We dropped the program.
Excellent.
Everything that worked, we dropped. Everything that didn't work, we keep doing time and time again. Is that craziness? I mean, we know stuff that doesn't work, we do again and again and again and again. Things that do work, we do it once, it works. We do it twice, it works. Then we give it up. It costs too much. It does too much. It does that. Not enough going back. I begin to think, and people laugh at me when I say this, but I begin to think that somewhere in the system, there are people that say, oh no, we can't have that many people not coming back, because where are we going to fill our rooms? And it sounds ridiculous, but when you get the programs, like the educational program, like the home health program, all the psychological help that you can give them while they're in there, and we just douse those programs and all the other programs that we just hold them in the pen, 4 walls, abuse them. We just keep that up. And I'll just leave it there. And doctor, anything I can do to help you, just be sure to contact me, and I'll do what I can. Not just here and across the country. This is needed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for telling. And I know you have a very time constraint. So what would you tell the audience, and the audience of WPAT radio station? Almost 30 to 40 million audience are listening to you today, and they are very fortunate that they could hear your voice. What would you give them that they should kind of support this movement, number one? Number two, they should make sure that the young adults those who are coming out of incarceration should be given another chance, should be given a hope that, hey, life does not end because you went to jail. Life just starts and reform themselves. So could you enlighten them so that they get inspired with your wonderful, wonderful voice?
First of all, we can't put everybody in a bag and say, well, this one, this one, this. When they go, when things happen to them, some of them are just driven off balance. I mean, when they get in, they're arrested. The policeman didn't do the job correctly. Maybe he thought it was being done. Then the prosecutors are abusive sometimes, and they want to make him plead guilty to something he knows he's not guilty to. But then they said, well, okay, we won't give you 8 years, you'll be out in 2 years. But then as soon as he gets out in 2 years, they want to put him back for something else. You know, he becomes listed. He wears a jacket that pinpoints him as an offender. We got to stop that. We got to get a kid that if he was wrong, okay, if he was wrong, can they prove he was wrong? First thing. If he's not wrong, can they prove he's wrong? Many times they just see a thing and they got him in a bad position. They'll keep him pinned up and they'll say to him, you want to plead to this, you can beat out, because if you try to go to a court case, the court case is going to take us a year to get you onto the calendar. So you'll be in here a year anyway if you don't plead guilty. So it's better you get out in 2 months and plead guilty to this. So the kid will say, oh, I don't have a lawyer, I don't have this, I don't have that. How will I ever be innocent? How can I ever prove I'm innocent, but how do I ever prove myself innocent? Who's going to believe I'm innocent? The prosecutor believes I'm innocent. The judge probably believes him innocent. The cop says he thinks I'm innocent. What happens to me now? So he pleads guilty. All right, instead of getting 8 years, where they had 8 years to beat up him, you know, I mean, he gets 2 years. Then he's in 2 years with nothing, no job, gets out with no job, no nothing, his family, and society may think that he's a guilty man, but he was only guilty because he had no other way to go. Unfortunate situation. Okay, all right.
And when they come out, they got a record, they can't get a job. So that's exactly,
can't get a job.
That's what we're doing.
I've had guys, listen to this. I've had guys go in, intelligent guys that are on their way to be whatever they want to be. And they're in a pack, and the pack gets picked up, and the girls and the cops see him in this pack. And he said, I didn't do anything. I'm just standing. You just picked up everybody. And then they say, well, okay, next thing you know, he's in there. He can't get no money for a lawyer, no money, nobody looking out for him. So no advice. So he says, okay, I'll take a suspended sentence. I'll take this plea he got. So next thing he does, he takes the plea. So now he can't get a job that even if he could take tests, he would have a great job because he's this kind of individual. So now he's going downhill. And this is what the doctor's trying to avoid. And I salute him for it because it's a job and job needs to be done.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Watkins. What I realized that one thing which we are doing in this initiative, I hope I can get your blessings and Sharon's blessings and everybody's blessings here, that we are not going to give them a job. We are going to create a job for them so that they don't have to go through this, litmus test that, oh, I was an offender, or this guy is an offender, this guy is not going to get that. No, we are going to create a job for them so that they can exhibit their talent, which they have. Means we need to give them an opportunity to exhibit that how good person they are. Everybody, like you said, I rightly agree. You said that everybody cannot be put in the same bag. No, absolutely not. Some people, and this is another part which you just touched it, that lot of people are innocent. But because of our system is so good that innocent kids, they get forced to be guilty because they have no other way to go. Our system is so good that our young people, they cannot afford a lawyer. Our system is so good that our prosecutors, they force them to admit their guilt and make a deal with them. Our system is so good. Our judicial system is the best system, so that innocent kids, they spoil their life, and they are just like how you said, they have a jacket. They wear a jacket called "I am an offender" rest of their life, so that they cannot, either they commit suicide or they go back into the system again, because that's the best business this system has. I'm sorry. This is what, and we need to start this today. We have been talking about this civil rights movement. We are talking about eliminating the racism. Well, 1909, they started this. Did we even do anything damn to it? Nothing has been done.
Right.
Nothing has been done.
That's right. Right. Yes, and what we're trying to do is attack the problem city by city. And we are in Elizabeth, Strasburg, Pennsylvania. Sharon, thank you for the connection in DC. I hope to hear from your person soon. We want to get a location there, and we want to take these people and really take care of them. Soup to nuts, gold plated. That's what the DA, assistant DA in New York told us. This is a gold plated program, because there's many other programs out there, as you know. They do this, they do that. But has anything changed? The Reformation Act was formed in 1974, as you know, Dr. Khanna. It was rewritten in
1974. Okay, it's just like, it feels like couple of days ago, but 1974 was long time ago. Okay? 1974 was long time ago. What's happening? Nothing is happening, because again, I'm not criticizing anybody, but because our system is so beautiful that since 1974 till today, we have not done anything, but we have spent billions and trillions of dollars to do this type of task force. Every state, Mr. Watkins, do you know that every state has a task force to address this Reformation Act? And what do they do?
every county, right? Every county, Dr. Khanna.
All they do is
exactly.
all they do is the meet and eat. Meet and eat. Nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done.
Okay.
It's a nationwide problem, Doctor. In New York, you take New York now. At least New York has a way that you can fight them. But when I go out, if you go to Georgia, if you go to Alabama, if you go to Mississippi, if you go to New Orleans, it's not gonna, I mean, you almost have to get a situation where you can at least bring the problem to the eyes of the people. You're in New York and these cities, the northern cities are one thing. But if you go in some of these counties in Georgia and some of the counties in Mississippi, particularly Mississippi and Alabama, it's just a lost cause. They'll grab a kid and keep him there until he's a criminal, until he can't think straight, until his mind is fogged with everything about what community is and what life is. And some of these kids, if they had the opportunity, have the intelligence to be great at whatever they would try to do.
Absolutely.
Whatever they try.
They're the brightest kid.
Brightest kid.
They're brightest kid. And you are right. I think, you know what? You are making me think something, that this initiative is, because everything else makes you, our judicial system makes criminals.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Our judicial system makes criminals, not protects criminals.
No,
It
no,
makes
we
criminals.
make him.
Okay.
We do.
And this initiative, with the help of you and Sharon and Gary and all these young people, those who are joined in this movement, I think what we need to do is we need to make fine gentlemen or fine people here. We are not here to make people. We are we're going to prevent going in the system. So I think, you've been asking that, the biggest thing you can do, Mr. Watkins, is give your blessings to this initiative, and also give your power of writing in your newspaper that this initiative has to go to grassroots level for every community, so that we can help these children. Means, I think, Sharon, I shared a few weeks ago, one of my very close in the church, one young boy, 24 years old, he was in the process of reformation, and he could not take it because everybody was telling him he was a criminal. He was a criminal, and he actually truly, he never did it, and he committed suicide in the basement of the church. He hanged himself.
Yes.
And this is happening. This is happening every single day. And we just launched, with the help of Gary and Brother Willie, we just launched a program called 1 million and $1 million. 1 million people and $1 million. And you know what? I can't even get, people are scared. I'm not blaming them. People are scared to join this movement because they think, oh my God, if I become one of that 1 million, then maybe I will be taken away from the society. People, please don't feel like that.
Dr. And I agree with you. I mean, everything you say is so, because I've seen so many successes, and then we just drop it. Let me tell you one thing. Let me go back to the 1950s, the early 1950s, when there was, people were without jobs. But what the government did do is they had an enlistment act. I call it an enlistment act. But really what it was, it gave every kid, when he got to be 17, they took him into the service, taught him a trade, taught him how to fight too, because he was supposed to protect the country. But that GI Bill that they got after they spent 2 years in the service of the United States government, every kid graduated from high school had the right to go in, had the obligation really to go straight into the military and be prepared if we ever had another war. But in that time and in the military, they were taught discipline. They were taught a trade. Those 2 years were the best many of them had. Many of them. And if you look back in those 2 years, when they went into the service and were trained, disciplined, taught a trade, and came on, they became everything you could imagine, because they were disciplined and they went right in. What did the government do? They killed the act. They killed the act.
Oh no!
They killed the act, and there have been, listen, in my time across the spectrum of my time, there have been many things that could have been the answer, but those things that could have been the answer were cut. They were too much money. What they did was take everything that failed and kept doing it, so they could say, oh, that failed, that failed, that failed. When we could have stopped with things that were successful. And Congressman Rangel tried to reintroduce it, and they laughed him off the Congress floor.
Well, we're going to be a nationwide initiative, Mr. Watkins. We're going to be nationwide, and we already have Sharon's support. She's been a fantastic supporter. Edward, we appreciate it, but we'd love your support. I think there's things that we can help each other on in terms of getting the word out as far as your newspaper and the initiative. we're looking forward to maybe joining, and let's let the world know that let's do something that works this time. Let's do something that works.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
Sharon,
It's been-
Sharon, I would like you to tell the audience, as the mother of this initiative, how would you give your love vaccine to every young adult, those who are coming out of incarceration, and give them a hope? Please tell them. They're hankering to hear your voice.
Well, Dr. Khanna, you know, I work in the background. I work in the background, and I make suggestions, and you know, but I agree with a lot of the things that, you know, Tom has suggested, and now Eddie is trying to call so that I can connect him. So I'm not sure. He's trying to get on, so he's calling me. Hold on a minute. Maybe I can connect him.
Sharon, I gotta run. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
We'll touch
Okay.
base. We'll
Thank
touch
you.
base.
Just,
Thank you.
just consider me a resource as best I can be.
God
God
bless you.
bless.
Thank you.
I think Edward should disconnect and try to get back on. Dr. Khanna, what we're trying to do here is, I think Mr. Watkins mentioned many things that we're doing ourselves. We're trying to do in a nationwide area because there's been problems and no solutions, but we are offering a real solution.
Absolutely. That's it. You know what? Let me, I know I love doing this, but I'm going to do it. That is, I'm going to put Saranthia on spot because she is very, very dynamic young adults, and she is in the process of being a paralegal and going to be a lawyer. But the story behind her, why she wants to do this, kind of matches what Mr. Watkins just said, that not many people or young people, they can afford lawyers so that they can be protected from being a criminal. So Saranthia, what is your future goal, and how do you want to see that young adults coming out of incarceration would be, you know, supported by your thoughts and your vision?
My goal is to help anybody that feels as though they don't have enough money to buy a lawyer, or they don't have the family support to help them while they're incarcerated. Myself, I've had experience of my brothers being in jail and how that whole process went, of how to pay for their phone bill. I want to help families pay for the phone bill. It costs $15 to have a 10-minute call with your loved one. And also traveling. People get shipped off 3 hours away from their family. They can't communicate. I want to help them be able to communicate with their families. I want to help get them out of jail. My goal is to be, instead of just being there for the person that's going to jail, I want to be there for their whole family. And then within time, it'll be a big operation where more Black people, instead of them being in jail, they'll be out and they'll help other people, other Black people, not even just Black people, anybody that has been in the justice system, that have been done wrong in the justice system. I want them to have justice because the justice system is really messed up. What really touched my heart, which made me want to be a lawyer, was the Khalif Browder story, how he was innocent. He was 16 years old. He was a 16-year-old boy who was just walking down the street late at nighttime. And so some boy got robbed, and they said that he caused the crime, and they arrested him, and they never found any evidence. They didn't have any witnesses. They arrested him for 3 years. He was in solitary confinement, and his brain shrunk. An innocent young boy was locked in a cage for 3 years. And then he committed suicide. That really touched my heart. And when I think of that story, I think of my brothers. I think of my nephews. I even think about my own future kids, which really hurts my heart to know that they're in a world that is against them. But I want to help people. Like, I want to help Black people, help Black men, to let them know that that's not going to be for long. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help anybody that feels as though the system is against them. We need more people like that. And I love what this nonprofit is about. I love it. Like, it really touched my heart because, you know, this in society, they say a young Black boy, he's cute up until the age of 9, but as soon as he turned 9, they look at him as a criminal. And I want to change that statistic. I want to change that stereotype of looking at young Black boys as criminals before they even turn an adult or before they even do anything wrong. We are Black people, even Black women, we are prejudged before we walk in a room. My goal is to help people. That's all I want to do. And it's beyond the justice system. It's beyond that. I just want to help everybody because we need our reparations from years of, police brutality, redlining, not being able to own things. We need help and to help Black people and any other race that is going through this. So that's the reason why I want to be a lawyer. I want to help people through the justice system.
This is wonderful. Thank you very much, Cynthia, for sharing this to the audience. What you, as a new member of this particular initiative, that is the returningyouth.com initiative, and we are proud to have you here. And I want you to inspire all the young adults so that they can see that if you can do it, everybody can do it. So definitely you are a big inspiration. And thank you very much. Gary.
Yes, we have about a minute and a half left. We've been trying to get Edward Sargent on. Edward, I'm sorry, we see you on, but we can't hear you. If you could disconnect and reconnect in the next 90 seconds, that would be fast and appreciative. Listen, we are on the radio. We are live now on Facebook at facebook.com/Khanna for Kids, Khanna, Khanna, the number 4 kids. And we are, and people are joining back for the last 60 seconds. Please let your friends know every Friday we are on from 3 to 4 o'clock. If you like what we're talking about, contact us at khannaforkids@gmail.com, khannaforkids@gmail.com. We'll get you on the show. We're very excited about working with Thomas and the only daily Black newspaper in America since 1972. God bless them. 3rd generation publishers. We're looking forward to working with them, but we want you to contact us. We want to hear from you. We'd like to highlight you. We highlight Valley from the InspireYourBestLife.com. We also hire Sarinthia and
Gary, you would like to talk about the new campaign we launched so that the audience can start helping us?
Please go to returningyouth.com. I got 6 seconds. Returning Youth, million people, $1 million, million people, $1 million, returningyouth.com. Thank you. We're off the air now, but we're still on the here. I'm going to